Well, this is how this is going to work, I think. You see there's a little lamp over there, right here, that's going to simulate the indicator light when the parking brake is on. This is the fully assembled actuator assembly, I guess, whatever, for the parking brake system. Let's see how it works. So I'm pushing the button to put the brake on. Actuator is pulling. There goes the indicator light. And that puts the brake on. So now the wheel will not turn. That cable is tight. So you see there's a little limit switch up here that is being actuated by the clevis on the actuator. So that when it pulls, it makes the limit switch and it turns the light on. Here's the little switch that's going to go up inside the passenger compartment. So it'll go, I'll probably put it in the kick panel. It has its own little indicator light too, so, and it's a momentary. Watch the light, there it goes. So now the wheel is free, the brakes are free. So you can actually stop operating it at that point. There's no need to go any further. There's a 2-inch travel on this actuator. You really don't need to go the full 2 inches. Anywhere there, anything looser than that, just taking up the slack in the cable. The wheel is free right now. So actually, when you're operating this thing, when it's finally done and you're sitting in the car operating it, as soon as the indicator lamp goes off, you don't have to go any further. You can if you like, and it'll stop when it reaches the end of the travel, but it's really not necessary. Anyway, they shut off automatically when they get to the end of the travel. The actuator does. So anyway, that's what we got going here. I got a cover all made for this and everything. I just left it open right now so you can see how it works. Hello everyone. It is December 20th. Merry Christmas everybody. So here we are. I just finished moving things around, trying to make this operation more efficient, easier to work in. Move the welder over closer to the bench, and it's still close enough, I think, to the car. I think it's been about a month. And during that period, I finished fabricating these, what do you call those things? Actuator enclosures for the parking brake assembly. You can see the cable up there on its way to the back wheel. Nice and simple. Just a kind of a straight run to the back wheel. There's one of those on each side. There's what this side looks like. The other side's a little different. You saw the other video, or we'll see it. I'm not sure what sequence I'm going to put these in. That's what they look like all done with the cover on them. This one's finished. This one's a little different than the other one in that it has a limit switch inside of it to operate the indicator light. Again, the cable goes back in a pretty straight fashion right to the back wheel. Nothing down the center of the chassis. You can see we're started here now on the exhaust. More on that in a minute. But anyway, finished fabricating those things. Made the covers, and my son Scott did a whole bunch of welding because fabricating was quite involved. There was a lot of pieces, and that made a lot of welding because every one of those pieces had to have welding done on it, including the cover. But anyway, that part of it's done. I put the switches in, I mean yesterday. No, day before yesterday. Actually put it back up there. You'll see I'm using file folder as a protector on that part of the frame where I've already painted it, trying to protect the paint so I don't have to touch it up. If it works, it works, and if it doesn't, I'll touch it up. But it's a pretty simple method of attempting to protect it. So, like I said, I got terminal strips, a limit switch, indicator lamps, the cables, and the cable to actually wire it, that cable, and some grommets to go in and out of the steel. I got the grommets yesterday, drilled the holes, installed the limit switch, the terminals, the grommets, and temporarily wired it, you can see here, so that I could try it and display it. We generated a material list, me and Scott, for the mandrel bends. You see over here some of them. Underneath the horses there's some more, the U-bends. And we made up these vice grips to hold the pieces together. That's how that works. We just put a piece of angle on the jaws, cut the jaws off, and put some angle on there. We did 2 of those. Bought a couple of these angle finder kind of fixtures. I forgot what it was called. Cole Engineering, I think, is the name of the company that makes these. Unfortunately, they don't make the right radius for the pipe that we're using. This fixture is made for 2.5-inch pipe with a 4-inch radius. We're using 2.25-inch pipe with a 4-inch radius. So that's what we made the little spacers here, so that it centers the pipe and the angle should still work. I'm kind of anxious to get into that. But we bought the U-bends, the mandrel bent U-bends. We bought these angles that are called collector, the beginning angle off the collector, I can't remember, collector something, I don't remember the term. And then there's a reducer that goes from 2.5 to 2.25. Picked all of that out of the catalog and ordered that. And like you say, here's how the U-bends get cut up, and to make, for example, like we did here, to make an offset. This side here is just a 45-degree angle that we cut the tail off of one side of it and use the full tail on the other side of it. And this one here was a 25-degree. They didn't make an elbow, but they did make the collector, I can't remember the rest of it, the collector beginning piece. And then again the reducer, and then a straight length of pipe. You see, I don't have any of those stands that the muffler shops use for holding up the muffler, so we, again, Scott's idea, came up with this idea of using strut to temporarily support the mufflers. We used a couple of big tech screws and put some angle brackets into the frame on the front, and on the back just used kind of wedged the flat piece over the top of the frame. So anyway, it's pretty, it don't move. See, I'm trying to shake it here, it don't move. It's pretty solid. So it gives us an anchor to work to. So like I said, we did a material list, did a whole bunch of online research as to where to buy everything. One visit to the local steel shop, produced the tubing and some strap material for hangers. I'm not going to use all of that. I just didn't know, I didn't have the bushings yet that you use on the hangers, and I wasn't getting the information as to their size, so I bought 3 different size strap material, not knowing, figuring one of them was going to be the right one. And sure enough, I believe it's either the 1.25 or the 1.5 flat. It never hurts to have flat stock, so I wasn't risking anything. So I got a piece of 1-inch, piece of 1.25, and a piece of 1.5-inch flat stock. I think we're going to use the 1.25 if memory serves, because that works with the bushings. So again, we bought all the elbows, bought the tubing, bought the flat stock, bought the bushings to make the hangers, Only need one other piece, and that's the little piece we're going to weld onto the frame to hang everything from. I got to go get that tomorrow. So that's where we're at. I'm kind of happy with the progress. Seems like it's moving pretty good. Those parking brake things were a lot of work. But I like the way it cleaned up this area here, cleared up this area here. The mufflers can go anywhere we want without running into the cables. And they appear like they're going to work pretty well. So I'm happy that I got to take them down now and paint them. And then I won't put them back till everything's done, till they're ready to go in permanently. This one here, I need to still drill the cover and drill the mounting holes into the enclosure. And I need to mount the terminal strip in it and drill the hole for the grommet. And then the fabrication is done on both of them. So then I can take everything apart and begin painting. That's always takes a while. You build it, you fabricate it, you put it all together, make sure it works, take it all apart, paint it, put it all back together again. You literally do it all twice. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a Merry Christmas, and hope you all have a happy and prosperous and healthy New Year. Cheers. Bye.